Imagine crossing the finish line of the hardest race of your life. You've trained all year. You spent $800+ At mile 20, you want to just capture the experience for family or whatever. You might have been on a high, on a low. You check the results later and it says DQ. Why? Because Ironman has banned the use of any electronics to photo, video, anything in 2026. Is this about safety or about control? Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the I Don't Know Running podcast, where we share our experiences that make running fun and sometimes not so fun. I'm Lewis.
And I'm Mitch.
And let's get into this topic. This is a good one.
Yeah, we're both kind of passionate about this one. Like, it's kind of...
Yeah.
I was getting ready to run this morning, and I was reading an article. I'm like, what?
Yeah. So let's just talk about what happened. First of all, Ironman this year, effective March 2nd, 2026, it says basically that athletes cannot use phones for photos or video, GoPros, even smart glasses, like the Meta glasses now, of any kind for recording. It is a violation and it equals disqualification.
And in case you're confused on what that is, they list every device that you can think of. Like, they want to make sure it's clear. You are not going to take pictures or video.
Yeah.
Clear.
Very, rigid line here.
Yeah.
And this isn't necessarily something new. They do have rules to follow. But they've just added this now. So no more selfies crossing a bridge where it looks really cool and you're at mile 20, you feel like you got it in the bag, that kind of thing. You're DQ'd if you do that. Important nuance here. It says you can carry a phone. You can use it for GPS tracking. You can use it for emergency calls. And I like this, if stopped. You can't run with that emergency call. You got to be stopped. It says you just cannot actively record or take photos while racing. Can't even take a picture.
Which is, I just want to stop for a second, which is weird in today's day and age. People take pictures of everything.
Yeah.
And this is saying, it's normal.
It's no more.
Maybe it's annoying in some cases. Maybe people get in your way in some cases, but it's just generally accepted.
Yeah, 100%. Ironman's stated reasons are this: athlete safety, competitive fairness, and prevent distractive behavior on crowded courses. And then, of course, it says official photography remains through Finisher Pics, the company.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah. So my initial reaction was, let's get into my initial reactions when you sent this. I looked it up and I went, that's dumb. I thought that is the dumbest thing.
Even after doing research, I still think it's dumb.
And I do still think that. I still think this is pure. Well, I shouldn't say purely. I think that there are some safety things that this can help.
I would agree with that, but people are distracted anyway. I mean, you go into an aid station and someone just automatically stops to get water and stops right in front. So maybe it helps. So it's not as much distraction.
Maybe what's coming next is that you will have to be properly trained in order to run or do an Ironman event. Yeah. So that stuff doesn't happen.
You know what? We could start a company to teach people how to go through aid stations.
That's true. You have to go through our qualification to get into an Ironman.
Yeah. I like it.
There we go.
We could be rich.
Because, you're right.
We could make tens of dollars.
Because, you're right. You come into an aid station, people are so in their own world. And I'm not saying everybody. There are some that are so in their own world.
A lot of people.
That they would just stop. And even, in this case, obviously they're looking at the bike, right? Because that can be higher speed and very dangerous, much more than running. And swimming, if you're out there taking selfies, we got a problem. Yeah, it's like, come on.
I think they should let them do it. That's amazing.
Yeah, right. Side stroke while you're selfieing, like a video. So yeah, I think that there is potential reasoning behind the safety. I get it. We're trying to make things as safe as possible. I get that. Competitive fairness, I think this is one I kind of chuckle at because I struggle because it's like, okay, yeah. I guess I get this part because we're talking about Ironman brand, right? So if you're trying to get to Kona, let's say for instance, and you're at a different event.
You're at a qualifying race.
And somebody distracts you, which causes you to slip one spot back, which could have potentially been a qualifying spot, that would really suck.
Yeah.
So I do get that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I don't quite understand.
Seems weird.
Yeah.
I want to see some examples.
Okay, so here's the main debate. Now, let's jump into this. We're basically just going to read through this and react to it. And just reading through it before my reaction, I bet is going to be the same.
That's the tough one.
So here's the argument for the ban. The main character problem: athlete vlogging mid-race. Yeah, that sucks. I mean, but it's part of today's society. Weaving across the road, sudden stops for angles. Certain angles, got to get that right shot.
It's important.
Loss of spatial awareness. I'm going to save this last one. So let's just cover those. Athlete vlogging mid-race, weaving across the road, sudden stops for angles, loss. All of these things can happen without a phone.
Right.
Without a GoPro, without a photo device of any kind. The whole meta glasses is like you brought up the point, maybe we'll get to it, but you brought up the point,
outside
the
coaching.
training. Outside coaching. Okay. I guess there is that, but it doesn't say that you can't take your phone. You just can't use it for video or photos.
Wouldn't that be cool? You're wearing those glasses and it's like, there's a cone coming up. Go around it. Oh, thanks.
Well, but here's the thing. Here's the thing. You can take your phone.
Right.
So you could get coaching on the phone. They're not saying that you can't read your phone.
Right.
It is purely photo and video. So I just don't think that that's an argument. And then this one, in a 3,000 person race, that's a moving hazard. And I laughed.
And I ran, what's the biggest
That
race?
is a small, I don't want to say small.
How many people are in Boston?
Yeah, like 40,000, 35 to 40,000. Chicago's 40,000 plus.
And think about all the people that are carrying cameras and doing selfies in it.
Yeah.
Are they going to ban it at the majors?
I don't know how
next?
Yeah, right. So I just laugh at that. I just in a 3,000 person race. So and then it says the GoPro projectile, and I get this: bike leg speeds of 35 to 40 plus miles per hour. That's like a downhill. It's a fast.
Yeah,
but
are you carrying it in your hand, or is it attached to your helmet, or is it on your bike handles?
Yeah, probably not any and I was thinking of this too. It says drop device equals serious crash risk. Well,
but they drop bottles.
Water bottles. Yeah, like you gonna eliminate water bottles too?
We probably should. Everybody should have to have a bladder.
Yeah. It says not just litter, it becomes a weapon. Whatever.
It's an overreach.
It just does seem like
you could hit somebody with that stick.
And then it goes into the competitive fairness side. Smart glasses, real-time coaching potential. Outside assistance is already illegal. Yes, outside assistance is illegal. Outside assistance is illegal, but that's for aid, not for coaching. Like, I don't think.
Well, we've learned before.
Yeah, but so two things. Number one, you can take your phone and read an email. So I guess maybe it's not as easy, it's like
I could be doing work while I'm running.
It doesn't make sense to me on this. And the smart glasses with regards, so they're saying smart glasses is purely, it has to be for the coaching angle because that is not a distraction of any kind.
I really want to know what kind of coaching you're doing if you can see through their eyes.
And then finally, this simplifies enforcement. And absolutely it does. By just doing this blanket, no more photos, no more videos through electronic devices. Here's the argument against the ban. The fun police angle.
Well, I want to add this. They're the ruiners of fun is what they are. Somebody said that to me before. I'm the ruiner of fun.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Well, I think they are Are they being yeah, we'll get into it. The ruiner of fun or the ruiner of their brand?
Right.
The finisher picks monopoly. Yeah, this was one I had to do some digging because I thought, all right, well, who owns that company? And is there a tie? Critics argue this protects photo revenue. Want race memories? Pay $100 plus. No personal option allowed. I suppose the option would be that you have your friends and family take a picture as you go by. That's an option.
True.
You just can't do it yourself.
And maybe they ban that too.
And here, yeah, that's next. And here's the thing. If a photography company is there and that is an option and that's what you want, that's great. You know what I mean? Like those, there are professionals giving you really good content.
And we
really
did an episode on race photography.
Yeah.
We are supportive. Like
100%.
Like you shouldn't be stealing their photos. So what's this do? Does this mean that, hey, I'm just going to have a watermark on my profile picture? You know, I don't know.
What's that say?
Does that encourage that? I don't know.
Yeah. I don't think that's ever an option. You should never steal photography.
No, I
know what you're saying.
Yeah.
I agree. But I'm just agreeing. I'm just saying, yeah, that is never an option. You should never do that.
Right.
Is this safety or product control? And I would say it's product control.
By far. They are,
it's
again,
easy.
I want to reiterate, they are a brand.
Yeah.
When you talk about Ironman, it's not a marathon, it's Ironman. It's a full distance triathlon, but it's a brand only. When everybody just gets used to saying, I ran an Ironman. No, you ran.
Well, no, you did whatever.
You didn't do an Ironman sanctioned race. You did a full tri.
Well, I wouldn't say. I don't even understand that side of it.
Full distance, yeah.
Full distance or ultra distance or whatever. Everybody knows. Everybody thinks Ironman as the Kona race, which is the full, right? 2.4, 112, 26.2. Then there's all the other triathlons, which can be varying distances, right? Including the half, which Ironman does have. So at any rate, yes, this is
and they're very
the brand.
Protective of their brand. So if somebody has iron in their name, they are quick to bring in the lawyers.
Jump on it. Yeah. Yep. Even the guy guy that did the what's the cowboy? Iron Cowboy.
Yeah.
He did I don't even know how many Ironman distance triathlons they went after him.
Yeah.
And it's like so ridiculous.
I think they shoot themselves in the foot. I think
they do.
I don't.
You have people that could promote you.
Right. But it's just funny.
My goodness. Let's move on. The age group of reality, 90, and that's what I said. 99% of participants are not pros. So this affects next to nobody.
Us that are not pros are paying for that race.
Yeah. It's a life event. Scenic turnaround selfie does not equal competitive advantage. It can hinder somebody's. And I think that there is that. I do have a sensitive spot there for those that are trying. And what you have to remember is that some of these courses are loops. So you're thinking, well, they'd be way ahead of me. Not necessarily. They might be coming back around.
But I think people need to have general awareness anyway. There's a lot of people in this world that don't realize that there's other people out there doing the same thing and you're killing their experience.
Yeah. Does this remove joy from the experience? I don't think so. I don't think removing, I agree. Like, so when you sent this, I looked up a bunch of comments and I think that a lot of people were saying, good, get rid of all the stupid phones and selfies and GoPros and just go out there and enjoy the race. And I think I agree with some of that. I just don't think necessarily has to be this.
I personally I always take my phone. I rarely take a picture when I'm running because I'm busy running.
Yeah.
But if I'm
enjoying
running
company or whatever,
like, say I'm running Crater Lake and I got this awesome view of the lake or whatever, I'm probably going to take a picture because when I did, I'm trying to think, the Bryce Canyon Ultra. Yeah. I'm in an area that you would never be in. Like you only get there in your own 2 feet. And it was really cool. If I didn't take a picture of that, I wouldn't have it. So what's that say? But I typically don't.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. And then the next, and this again is the argument against the ban, marketing backfire. User-generated content equals free marketing, and no kidding.
If I own a race, I'm encouraging it. Take as many pictures and tag me every time.
Yes. Instagram posts, finish line celebrations, organic promotion, 100%, man. Like when you're scrolling Facebook or Instagram or whatever, watching YouTube and you see a race, you're like, oh, let me check that out. Now, I think this is where Kona doesn't really care because Ironman doesn't really care because everybody knows Ironman. So they kind of, I don't want to say they don't need that marketing, but they kind of don't. So let's compare this a little bit. Here's a parallel, right? When Ironman decided to separate the men and women's championships and move them all around and do all that nonsense.
Yeah, because we had Brad on. He was pissed.
Yeah, he was not happy.
He was like, I'm done.
Nobody was. I don't know. It does say widely disliked by purists. And if you have been in Ironman you've been doing what Ironman says for 10 plus years, right? Trying to get to Kona some way. And it's Kona. It's not the championship. People want to go to Kona.
Yeah.
That's where they want to go for their championship. And then you send them to Sweden or wherever that one was when they did that for a year or two, or they were moving it around or whatever.
They were going to go every other year. So a male, 1 year he'd be in Kona, the next year he'd be wherever it was. And then the women would be at Kona.
Yeah.
You would never run with the women. And then, which is, we talked about for world records. If a women's running, it works for them because if they're running, God forbid, if they're running with a guy, it doesn't count.
Yeah. Similarity is logistics plus scalability over tradition. Yeah. Risk. If Ironman becomes too corporate, it loses the soul of the sport.
I agree.
And grassroots races, benefit, such as Michigan Titanium, Great Floridians, races like that. And it is interesting. We obviously know about Michigan Titanium because we're from this area and it is literally in our backyard. And we do know people that are like, wow, we'll just do that because tired of Ironman, you know? So we're going to do that.
So it helps those small town races, the grassroots races do well.
100%. Then it talks about why don't other races, or in this putting this content together, why don't other races do this well? I think it's pretty easy. Number one, smaller races can't police phones. There's no staff to monitor it. But honestly, it's just not it just doesn't make any sense. I just don't understand.
Well, the local races need the Instagram tags and they rely on that exposure.
And they get it.
And why would you say no to free exposure?
Yeah. And it does, and that's where it does say Ironman is one of the only brands with enough prestige to try this and assume athletes will still show up.
Seems risky.
It does. And I like how they say, is this confidence or arrogance? I think it's arrogance. And I don't ever hope for
somebody to fail.
But man, I hope they get slapped upside the head and realize that we're the ones, as you said, that make this happen.
It's the silly people out there taking Instagram photos are the ones that are paying for the race. That's the majority. I don't care what anybody says. That's the majority of the race is people that are just trying to finish. Those are the people that pay for that race.
And they can say, well, we have sponsors and all that. Well, get your sponsors. If you don't have people showing up to the race, that is no longer a race.
Right.
So,
and if people are that disgusted by it and they're not buying your sponsor's product, that's not helping either.
Yeah. It goes into the hidden reasons. It says the broadcast rights. And I think this is this is what it comes down. This is what I think anyway. We have no data on this. Ironman sells streaming /TV packages. They want visual control, clean brand presentation.
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's big business.
Yep.
It's a brand, it's big business. So it doesn't care about your feelings.
Yeah.
They might have to.
It talks about liability and insurance. If someone crashes filming, what happens? Insurance premiums rise, which I can see that, and lawsuits follow. And that I can see all of that. But it seems like that as much as they write into the front end of those when you sign up for a race,
sign your life away
pretty
anyway.
Easy to just add that in. Banning devices lowers risk profile. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. So the big question, if you pay $800 to race, do you own your experience?
Apparently not.
In Ironman's case, apparently not. Should Ironman treat athletes like customers or competitors?
Or like crap.
Or like crap, yeah. But that I do like that one because when I first read that and I said like customers or competitors, it did make me think differently about Ironman. And I don't want this to sound the wrong way, but I got that instant feel of like the real, let's see, and I got to be careful. Not real, but the people that really want to go fast and compete with one another will do Ironman versus Joe Blow race. I don't think that that's fair. I just say that's what popped in my head. And so when it says customers or competitors, it did make me think that.
I think there's just as many people that want to run an Ironman sanctioned race too.
Sanctioned or distance?
Or sanctioned, because it's like, you talk about the tattoos. I get the Ironman tattoo. Well, you ran Michigan Titanium. You can't do that. It's like, come on. But a lot of people, that brand means something to a lot of people.
Well, everybody knows it.
Yep.
They have built a huge brand around it. Does safety justify full prohibition?
I don't even think it's about safety, though.
Yeah. And would you risk a DQ for a memory?
Say no. I just wouldn't show up.
Me doing it today, there's no way.
Yeah.
I like if I don't know, and I don't know if this changes my mind on wanting to do an Ironman. Like, I don't know how many years, 12. It was in 2012. It's funny. Mitch noticed I had the glass. 2013, I did mine.
That's a long time ago.
That's a long time ago. Would I think I would still want to do an Ironman. Like, as much as I hate this, I don't like this. I think this is.
Yeah, but you're not one that's going to be taking pictures anyway, though. You're going to be running.
True.
But if you're in this really cool spot, you don't want to be to say, I can't.
Even if, that's true. I guess maybe I would have to have a little different approach to a race.
Because you have carried a camera in the races.
100%. Yeah.
But you wouldn't do it with your phone. It would be like a GoPro.
No, I mean, I've done it with my phone. I've done it with my phone. I've taken pictures and sent them to people.
As
like
you're out
mid-race in an ultra.
Can't now.
No, yeah, I can't now. But so yeah, does this mean I wouldn't do it? Probably not right now. But all that means to me is somebody else needs to step up and grow and compete with this company to put some. What is it? Competition is. What do they say? Competition is.
I don't know what this is.
Where you shoot, I can't think of it. Where competition helps to drive like movement in an area. Like if you only have one, like they're pretty much the one, right? They don't have anybody to compete with them across all the states, across the world. And if you get somebody that can compete with them, it'll help stabilize prices, bring things out. Because right now it is a fortune. I get it. It's a fortune for them too. I get all that. But I think it would just be good for the overall if they had some competition helping to drive things for them. But anyway, what do you think? Do you think this is stupid? Do you think this is overreach? I get it. It's their race. It's their brand. They can do what they want. Maybe that's a better question. How do you think this will affect the brand? Let us know. Let us know in the comments below. That is going to wrap up this episode of the I Don't Know Running podcast. Be sure to tune in next time as we share more about what we just don't know.
Till then, happy running.